Hey everyone, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and a few reality shows on the side. But right now, it's all about daytime television. Countdown to the Daytime Emmys, April 30th. So excited. In fact, I was talking to my little sister today about it. We're very excited. Um, Okay, but I want to get right into Days of Our Lives because that's what today's recap is about. And I've got 5 shows to talk about. And, okay, so the first thing is on Monday's episode, there was a scene where Jennifer Horton was going up to Kate and saying, you better make sure that, Gabby stays away from Chad or something like that. I'm warning you. She said that. And I give Kate credit because she did not. I would have loved it if Kate would have gone full on Maleficent and been like, "You warned me. Really? Well, well, well." And then ripped her to shreds. But she didn't. She didn't. Um, but I would have loved that if she did. Because, I mean, really, who. I mean, Kate is nobody that Jennifer Horton wants to mess with ever. Little Jenny Horton, she would be no match for. She was barely a match for Ann Milbauer. She's not going to be a match for Kate. I'm sorry. Just saying. Okay, believe it or not, I actually want to compliment the show on. I know, shocker, right? But I do want to compliment the show on the use of its history. It seems to be taking a lesson from other soaps, which is good in that it's paying attention to its own history. There were 2 minor plot points and 1 major plot point which paid attention to the past. The 2 minor plot points were one was Andre called Kate a prostitute. So Kate has, no one's known that, Kate has been Kate was a prostitute many, 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 many years ago. So that was a nice throwback to Kate's past. That was good. The other portion of the show that kind of paid attention to the past was when Adrienne said that she was going to Scottsdale to spend some time with her other 3 boys. And it's good because, people spend so much time on Jackson, aka Sonny, that they forget that she has 3 other sons as well. Alexander and the twins. I don't remember what the twins' names are, but. And I heard that Alexander is coming back to the show, so maybe she'll go to Scottsdale and come back with him. It's a possibility. Um, so I give the show props for that. Okay, and one of the bigger plot points is Misty Circle. That Nicole did porn as Misty Circle. That was a plot point from years ago. Like when she was first dating Eric Brady, back when Eric Brady was played by Jensen Ackles. Like that's how long ago this plot point was, and they brought it up again. So it's good. That kind of stuff is great. I love that because it shows that you don't have to do all kinds of crazy things to have story for the show. You've got 60 years worth of history that you can mine. You know, an example. Now, here's an example though. Now that I've said the good things and I have complimented Days of Our Lives on that, now I have to talk about the bad stuff. So you know how I mentioned that, the history is a good thing. Well, one couple's history who is completely being ignored is Chad and Abby. Okay? And I realize there's lots of crazy Chabby fans out there on the internet that my hair looks crazy. But, you know, their whole history is a lot more complicated than people think. So, this is not the first time that Abigail and Chad have broken up. First of all, why are they acting like Abigail is getting a divorce? She just didn't go through with the vow renewal ceremony. She's still his wife. They're still married. Like, it was just a vow renewal ceremony. Did I say vowel? I didn't mean to. vow renewal ceremony. There's there's no need for her to get all, but they were so melodramatic about that. I mean, that was a little crazy because like if it was their wedding day, I could see getting that upset. That would make sense. But it's not their wedding day. It's just a vow renewal. They're still married. So, and before we get into that, when they showed her looking for jobs, they showed her calling Salem University. Okay, wait a minute. She's gonna get a job at the exact same school where she accused Austin of sleeping with her as a student, and they would hire her? Are you kidding me? Really? Really, Days? You really expect the public to buy that? That was ridiculous. That was a little bit ridiculous. Okay, so, anyways, back to Chad and Abby. So they broke up the first. Okay, and Gabby. Let's throw Gabby into the mix because she's got a long history with them too. Now, they did make up a flashback scene to Gabby teaching Chad baseball or when they were in high school, whatever. And I kind of get why they had to do that because the guy that played Chad back then, Casey Diedrich, is not on the show anymore. So if they wanted to shoot a scene with Billy Flynn, it would have to be new. So I get that. I understand that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm willing to buy that a little bit more than them completely ignoring their history. Okay, so Gabby and Chad dated. Then they broke up. And then Chad dated Abby. And here's the part that people are forgetting, Chad made this big deal about how he is in love with Melanie Jonas and how he was just going through the motions with Abby and he broke up with Abby to go out with Melanie and he was going out with Melanie forever. I mean, yeah, they do have a child together, but it kind of makes us not really believe in that. I get that Melanie's not on the show anymore. I understand that. But there should at least be some sort of mention of her somewhere, right? I mean, that's a little bit crazy that they. And then, so then after Chad and Melanie started dating, Gabby started faking incidents where she was being stalked and she needed protection. So Chad, because they were both models at the time for Countess Wilhelmina Cosmetics, Chad decided to protect Gabby. And Gabby was taking advantage of it. And that's when she actually hooked up with that crazy guy, Andrew, who held everyone under the tunnel and then kind of blew up the tunnels. And a whole bunch of people died, including, I think his name was Ian, from the one that Kate was dating, that used to date her a long time ago, but he was kind of a jerk. And Madison, who was dating Brady, she died. There's a whole bunch of people. Abby's dad, Jack Devereaux, was in an elevator that lost power, and when it dropped, he died. So that whole, and it's kind of crazy that Abby is still friends with Gabby after that because the loss of her father was actually a really huge deal. So it doesn't really make sense that the chick who set all of that in motion is her best friend. I get forgiving, that I understand, but being her best friend, and it wasn't that long ago, right? So that's a little bit of a reach, a little bit, I think. So, and then Abby dumped Chad again to go out with crazy ass Ben. Remember Ben, who went crazy and tried to burn them in the cabin? And that's why she went off to the loony bin, because of Ben? All these other people play big roles in their relationship, and I feel like they're completely being ignored. That's fucking annoying. Okay? Okay, so then let's talk about Julie real quick. So Julie is kind of being a little bit of a bitch to Gabby, but I feel like, and don't get me wrong, I definitely think Gabby can hold her own in this, but I feel like Julie should be picking on someone her own size or her own age, actually, or closer to her age. And that's why I think, and don't get me wrong, I love it that Sonny came to Gabby's defense. That was great writing. That was actually a really good scene. But I think it would be better, and it would be great if we could get Maggie against Julie, because they fought before over Nick, over crazy ass Nick. Now, they were talking about how Nick was a rapist, practically, and how he was stalking Gabby, but they didn't even mention how he fucked over Melanie and was stalking her and killed her adopted father. Like, that was why he was in jail. Like, that hasn't even been mentioned ever. So, hello, Nick was no saint. Not even before he met Gabby, he was no saint. You know, they both were incarcerated. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong on this, so please correct me if I am, but I think that Gabby actually was not charged with his murder. She was charged with all the stuff that happened around Melanie Jonas with the tunnels and Andrew and all of that mess. And that's what she went to jail for, not for killing him, if I'm not mistaken. So someone needs to clue me in on that. If I'm wrong, let me know, because I could be wrong on that, but vaguely remember that that's not why she went to prison. That's why she was out so soon, because she wasn't in prison for murder. She did murder Nick, and she admitted to murdering Nick, but they proved that it was that, he was abusive and she snapped, and it was, self-defense, I guess. I don't know. But I know that's what I think. I don't think she went to jail for killing Nick, but that was a while ago. So someone can let me know. But anyways, I do want to say thank you so much for logging on today. Oh, so I think that Gabby should go to Kate. I think Kate versus Julie, much better. Because Julie is related to Lucas, who's Kate's love child with Bill Horton, it would just be much better. I think that would be great. So anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag days to talk days of our lives. And you can also hashtag young and YR. Hashtag YR to talk young and the restless, because that's what I'm going to be doing next. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a good night. Peace out. Wubba wubba wubba.